Hi everyone, thank you so much again for joining us for another installment of our virtual Fit in the Core. This is our 8th season, Fit in the Core in glorious downtown Burlington. This week we are featuring Exhale Pilates.
Hello, my name is Valerie Levine and I am the new co-owner of Exhale Pilates in downtown Burlington. Today I'm going to be teaching the Exhale Energizer. It's an incredible core class and we're going to start right from the foundation, which is our core breath. So go ahead and lay down on your mat with your knees bent and your feet flat. The first thing I want you to do is find your neutral pelvis. So take the heels of your hands onto your hip bones, release your hands down to make a diamond shape or the shape of a triangle on top of your pelvis, and then make your tailbone really heavy. So you start to shift the pelvis so that the hip bones and the pubic bone at the top of the belly or the top of the pelvis becomes flat. So if you had your morning cup of coffee or your evening glass of wine, it'd be balanced on your pelvis, no spilling. There's also probably going to be a little bit of space in the small of your back, and this is good. We want to keep our pelvis just like this in neutral. Now bring your hands onto your ribs like a lobster claw, bringing your thumbs behind you and your fingers forward. Relax your shoulders, keep your neutral pelvis, and take a big breath in through the nose. As you exhale, you can sigh out through the mouth. Inhale, breathe wide into the side ribs. So imagine like you're trying to breathe into the webs of your fingers now. Inhale, wide breath. And just exhale through the mouth. You want to feel like your ribs move as like an accordion. So they go wide to the sides and close back in. Every inhale in Pilates is very expansive. It's very inviting. And we always want to breathe into this kind of mid area around the entire body, what I like to call a 365-degree inhale. That's how you inhale every single time you breathe in Pilates. How you exhale is a little bit more complex. So you can relax your hands by your sides again. Feel free to keep them beside your ribs if that feels good. Take an inhale just like before, breathing into the back and the side of the ribs all the way around. And as you exhale this time, I want you to pull up on your pelvic floor muscles, kind of like you're trying to pick up a blueberry with your pelvic floor. Now, if you're a guy watching this, I'm always told to say, boys, lift your boys. So this is the feeling of that deep core engagement, and it starts with this fundamental connection to our pelvic floor muscles, okay? On the inhale, we breathe wide into the ribs. It's that inviting, relaxing breath. Relax the pelvic floor muscles. On your exhale, engage your pelvic floor muscles again, pulling them up towards your belly. The second part of our exhale breath are our deep transverse abdominis muscles. These muscles run around the belly like a corset, and you want to feel like the waist is kind of tightening, or that corset or that belt is tightening around the waist. So take a breath in through the nose again, big, wide breath. And as you exhale, engage your pelvic floor first, picking up your imaginary blueberry. Then cinch the waist, feel that corset strengthening. Very good. The third and final part of our exhale breath has to do with our obliques. So those are the muscles that run kind of diagonally down the side and back in front of the body. So again, relax the hands, take a big breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, contract pelvic floor, deep transverse abdominis muscles, and then those obliques kind of slide in last. We'll take a few more breaths like this, and you can almost think of your exhale breath like a zipper. So with every inhale, we kind of unzip our zipper. And every exhale, we have to clip the zipper. That's our pelvic floor. Then we have to pull the zipper up, and that's the teeth coming together. And then the final part of the zipper is kind of like the lapels, those obliques that wrap in. So let's try that 2 more times. And you can do that laying down. You can also do it seated. So I'm going to do it seated so you can see here. Inhale through the nose, breathing wide into the side ribs, and exhale through the mouth, cinching into the waist. One more time, breathe wide, and then cinch back into the waist. Now, when you're doing this breath, and this is why it's so important and why I take the time at the beginning of every core class to kind of remind people or refresh people about that deep core breath, is because when you engage your body this way, you're starting from the inside and you're really toning up through those stabilizers, which is going to help you engage your muscles more, get stronger faster, and also protect your spine and protect your body from doing something wrong or possibly hurtful to yourself, okay? So that's why Pilates is so incredible and so safe for everyone, really, because it's very accessible and it works on that alignment in that form. Are you ready for more core energizer? Yes. One of the best ways, and probably one of the easiest ways to energize the core and the body, is through plank pose. So let's start today on hands and knees. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And we'll try a little bit of protraction and retraction. So to start, let the chest melt down toward your mat. And as you exhale, lift the chest away from the mat. Now this is different from maybe a cat-cow stretch that you've done before where the spine is flexed or extended. And instead, keep the ribs in, keep that neutral pelvis we talked about, drop the chest between the arms, and then lift the chest back up. And you'll feel how there's kind of space in the armpits here. Do that one more time. Lower the chest, and then lift the chest. Keep the chest up. Keep that space in the armpits and pull the belly muscles in. Now, straighten one leg back and then the other, curling the toes, charging up to the legs, and watching that the hips aren't sinking or drooping down or lifted up toward the ceiling. So keep this nice long plank position with your body. Reach the crown of the head forward. Take those Pilates breaths in and out. Every exhale, engaging the belly muscles a little bit more, really feeling those abs wrapping in. One more inhale. And exhale. Now lower the knees down. So another variation of plank is a forearm plank. And this is a great alternative to maybe if you're feeling some sensitivity in the wrists. So you can bring your forearms down onto the mat. Make sure your elbows are underneath your shoulders. And another little trick I like to use is if I hold onto my elbows with my hands or my fingers, this is about as far apart as the hand should be. Now you don't have to keep your hands here. In fact, I'd rather you bring your hands forward, maybe palms down, take an inhale breath. On your exhale, straighten your leg back, then the other leg. Your hips are going to be much lower to the ground and you're a little more parallel than you were if your hands were on the mat. Press down into the forearms. Watch how the chest still likes to collapse. Let's lift the chest away from the mat. Press the heels behind you. Reach the crown of the head forward. Feel this nice long position. It's a little bit more for the core because we are parallel to the ground. So let's take 2 more breaths. And 1. Slowly bring the knees back in, and we'll find a shell stretch here. Knees together, toes behind you and untucked. Let the hands extend forward as the forehead touches the mat, and take 2 breaths. Slowly come back up onto hands and knees, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees just slightly behind you. So on your exhale breath here, pull those abs in, find that setup where you're in the kind of that plank arm position and curl the toes. We're going to keep the knees nice and close. On your exhale breath, hover your knees away from the mat, pulling into your belly muscles, really feel them supercharging, and take an inhale. Now bring that right knee a little bit closer, tapping the toes forward, and then tap the foot back. Let's do the left side. Knee comes in, knee goes back. Right side, tap in. Come back, left side, tap in, come back. Keep alternating, strong shoulders, strong abs. Let's add on. So do 1 more on the left side, come back. Now extend the right leg, pull it in, bring it back. Extend the left leg behind you, bring it in close to your elbow, and then bring it back. Reach, tap in, tap back. Reach, tap in, tap back. Super strong core. Reach, tap in, tap back. Almost there. 1 more each side. And last one. Reach, tap in, tap back. Lower down, untuck those toes and send the hips to the heels. This time reach your hands beside your feet and relax the forehead down. Slowly come all the way up to seated, and we'll make our way onto our side, starting with our left side. So I'd like you to come back down onto the forearm, similar to setup to before, but we're going to be on just the one side. So the elbow stays underneath the shoulder. Now you want to keep the side body long, and we're going to start here with the knees together. Bring your right hand onto your hip and find an inhale breath. On your exhale, I'm going to squeeze your belly, squeeze your thighs, and now lift your hips up off the mat. Drop the hips down to hover or lower completely. Press into that forearm and lift again. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Exhale, feel the core wrapping. As you're pressing into the forearm, you're not just feeling the side abs, but you're also connecting into your lat down the side of your back. Exhale, lift and lower. For 4, for 3, for 2, and last one. Good. This time, extend the legs out, cross your right foot a little bit more forward than your left, so the feet are a little bit staggered. You're on the edges of your feet. The forearm stays down, take an inhale. On your exhale, lift both hips, keep the legs straight. To modify, bring your right foot forward, and then we're gonna lower the hips and lift. You can do this with straight legs. And lift, lower, and lift. Good, 3 more. Abs tight. 2, and 1. Come all the way back in. Let's make our way to the other side. Really good. So a big part of Pilates is balance. What we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So bring that forearm down. Let's start with our knees together. Left hand on the hip. On your exhale breath, squeeze tight through the thighs and the belly, and then lift the hips. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. That core breath is going to help you connect into the abdominals. You're also feeling the lats. 3, 2, 1 more. Lower back down. Extend the legs out. This time left foot comes a little bit more forward than the right. We'll find our inhale to prepare and our exhale to press into the forearm. Feel the lats, feel the core, and lift. Lower hover, lift. Modification, left leg forward. Lift and lower. And lift. And squeeze. Good. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way back in. Bring the knees forward. And we'll sit up nice and tall. Great job. So from here, let's take a little side bend stretch. You can sit cross-legged. Tent your fingers on the left, reach the right hand up, and then walk those fingers over as you lengthen to the side. Can you keep your right hip really heavy? Slowly come back up to seated, right fingertips down, left hand high, walk the right hand out as you side bend over. And then come all the way back up again. Let's come onto our back. So from here, we'll reset into our neutral pelvis, tailbone heavy, a little bit of space in the small of the back. Relax your hands by your sides and take your inhale breath. On your exhale breath, bring one leg into tabletop and hold here. Tabletop is your knee over your hip and your knee in line with your ankle. On your exhale breath, we're going to reach the right leg forward, reach the right thigh forward, and low. Inhale, pull the knee back into table, and exhale, reach out again. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. 1 more. Inhale and reach. Good. Bring the foot back into the starting position. We'll lift the left leg into table and do the same thing. So extend the leg out and low. Bring the knee back in. Feel the abs connect. And bring the leg back in. Last one. Reach. And bring it all in. This time, bring both legs into tabletop. We'll exhale, extend the right leg forward. Inhale to center, alternate to the left leg. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Really good. So feel the belly muscles firming as you extend the leg, and notice how this variation is different than when we had one leg on the ground. And reach. Good. Last one on the left, and bring the knees in. On your next variation, we're going to extend both legs forward. So feel free to keep doing alternate, but we're going to do both legs this time. So exhale, reach, inhale, bend, and exhale, straighten. You'll feel this working through the center of the core and the side abs. I'm going to continue with that strong Pilates breath. Inhale, bend, and exhale, extend. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Bring the knees in and lower the feet down. From here, windshield upper your legs from side to side. This time we're gonna do some flexion. So tilt your feet back in to about hip distance apart. We'll keep the feet flat to start. Bring both hands behind the head. You can interlace the fingers and think of the elbows going out a little bit wide. Take an inhale and feel long through your spine. As you exhale, begin to nod your chin towards your chest like you're holding on to a soft peach under your chin, curling your upper back to flexion. Inhale, lower back down, and exhale, curl up. Inhale, hover back down or lower, and exhale, curl. Now we don't want to go too far where we start to feel movement through the pelvis. This is what's called an ab prep. There's a lot of focus on the upper abs, but we're still engaging through all the way into the deep layers of the core. One more time like this, exhale into that flexion, and then slowly lower down. Now bring the right leg back up into table and take your inhale breath. On your exhale, curl your flexion and straighten your right leg forward. Inhale, bring it back in. Exhale, curl and reach forward. 3 more like this. Inhale and exhale. 3. Starting to build that coordination for 2. Inhale, exhale for 1. And slowly bring the knee back in and the head down to the other side. Lift the left leg. Exhale, reach forward. Energize the thigh. And squeeze, curl. Deep inhales and exhales. Keep that pelvis stable. That's where a lot of the work is coming into. And reach 2. And reach 1. And slowly come back down. Now we want to make sure we're not just forcing our head up with our hands. So keep your elbows a little bit wider so that we don't kind of curl ourselves in and touch the elbows together. And then just relax the jaw and the neck here. You can even stick out your tongue and do like a sigh out. Let all the air out, let all the noise out as much as you like. It's virtual, so no one else can hear you, okay? Now take an inhale breath, bring those elbows in, curl yourself into your flexion, and can you bring both legs into table this time? Take your inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, reach the right leg forward, bend the knee, straighten the left leg. Inhale, center, exhale, reach. Alternating one side and then the other side. Keep lengthening through the toes, toning through the thighs, feeling those abs fire. Now, if you want, you can have your arms by your sides instead of behind your head for that extra support. And reach, good. And squeeze, almost there. One more on the right, one more on the left, and then bring the knees into the chest and relax here. Reach the hands wide into a T shape and turn the palms to face down. Bring your legs back into table. Take an inhale breath. On your exhale, zip your thighs tight, and we're gonna tip both knees over to the right. But as we do this, I'm gonna lift your left hip up a little bit. Lowering down, can you pause? Don't go too low where your shoulder's gonna lift up. Keep those shoulders down on the mat. And then exhale, bring yourself back up to the center. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So zip the legs together, take an inhale. Exhale, reach over to the left. The right hip starts to lift, little twist, and then come all the way back up. Now you wanna make sure you're only going as far as 1, the shoulder stays down on the opposite side, and 2, you can bring yourself back up again using those abdominals. So squeeze into pelvic floor, deep abs, and obliques. Let's do one more on the right. Hold. Exhale to lift. And one more on the left. Hold. And exhale to lift all the way back up. This time we're going to add on. So we reach over to the right just like before. I want you to reach the left foot to straight. Extend that leg out. Bring the knee back in as we move the hips to the center. Same thing on the left side. Reach the hips and knees over to the left as the right leg straightens. And then bring it all the way back in. One more on the right, one more on the left. Exhale. Smooth, even if we're just doing a little bit to the side. Exhale, smooth. Kick, kick, kick. And then inhale, slowly come back in again. Very good. Lower the knees down, or lower the feet down, I should say. Let's take the hands behind the head once again. Find your inhale breath. On your exhale, those legs are gonna pop into tabletop. I'll keep the hips even this time. We're gonna twist the torso instead. So exhale, curl into the flexion, hold. Straighten your left leg forward and pause. Now twist your left armpit towards your right knee. Inhale, bring it back into the center. Exhale, straighten your right leg as you twist to your left. Now the hips this time aren't moving, but the torso is. So we twist and reach. Inhale, exhale, twist and reach. And we're twisting to the knee that's bent. Inhale. If you want to add the arms, exhale, reach the hands by the side. Inhale, hands come to the head. Exhale, reach beside the leg. Inhale, and twist. Stay with that core breath. A little bit easier if you're not chatting through the whole thing like I am. Inhale and exhale. Woo. Very good. And reach. And twist. One more on the left side. Come back into the center. Lower the head, bring the knees in, give yourself a little hug. And let's stretch out long with the legs and the arms into a nice full body lengthening. Take a breath in. And another noisy sigh out. So good. From here, we're going to roll onto our belly. So your core is not just the front of the body, but it's also into the sides and back of the body. So we're going to do a little bit of our extension. We've been doing a lot of flexion, that forward folding. Before we go into more extension, let's take a little stretch. If you've done yoga before, you will recognize this pose. So keep your feet flat behind you, toes untucked. Press the palms gently into the mat. Start to open the chest a little bit. Tuck your tail and give your glutes a squeeze. Open the forward part of your chest. So think about your collarbone smiling and slowly start to press into your hands. And imagine like you're lifting your chest forward. Feel this stretch at the front of the body. Now slowly come back down. So that felt like a nice stretch. Let's add the back muscles and feel a little bit more engaged in the exercise. Make sure your middle fingers are in line with the tip of the nose. So not touching the tip of the nose, but palms are flat, fingers forward. Lift the tip of the nose, open the chest, squeeze into the mid-back, and now pull the belly muscles in, almost like you're trying to lift your belly button away from the ground. This time, exhale, squeeze your belly, lift your hands, and pull the thumbs toward the shoulders as you lift the chest forward. Take an inhale, so now you're not pushing with your hands, but rather you're pulling up with your back. Inhale, stay, and exhale, lower. A little more smooth this time. Inhale, the tip of the nose lifts. Exhale, we squeeze the belly, we squeeze the bum, we pull into the back muscles, and we let the heart shine forward. Take a breath in, and slowly come back down. 2 more times. Inhale, tip of the nose. Exhale, pull the shoulders back, chest stays wide. Inhale, hold, and exhale, lower. Last one like this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull the belly muscles in, lift, and hold here. Now stretch the hands behind you or beside your hips, palms facing in. We'll make fists with our hands with thumbs facing down. On your inhale, I want you to bend your elbows just a little bit. And as you exhale, squeeze the elbows to straight. Imagine like there's pencils in your hands and the writing part of the pencil is facing the ceiling and the eraser is facing the floor like the thumbs. So do a little bend. As you exhale, you're gonna squeeze your pencils in toward the ceiling and imagine trying to get them stuck there, feel those triceps. Bend a little bit, straighten a little bit. Bend a little bit, straighten a little bit. Good. 4 more. Exhale up. 4, 3, 2, hold for 1, and pulse straight elbows. 10, squeeze the muscles. 7, 5, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands back under the shoulders, curl the toes, press yourself up through hands and knees. Bring the toes and the knees together, untucking the toes, and relax the hips to the heels, stretch the hands forward, and lower your head. Take 2 breaths here. Slowly start to roll yourself up, coming back onto hands and knees. Let's inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, extend with the spine, feel that stretch into your core. As you exhale, curl the toes, round the back, and pull the belly muscles tight. 2 more times. Inhale, untuck the toes, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round the back, pull the abs in, use those core muscles, tuck the tail. Last one. Inhale, untuck toes, drop the belly, lift the chest. And exhale, rounding back in. Good. We'll come onto our bum again with the feet flat this time in front of us, so knees bent. Now you want to keep your feet about hip distance apart, and hip distance is about 2 fits width apart, so not super wide. From here, sit as tall as you can, keeping the toes facing forward, and bring the hands forward. Take an inhale breath. On your exhale, begin to tuck and scoop. Pull into the tummy, roll yourself into what's called your half roll back or your C curve, because your body is making the shape of the letter C. Now inhale to stay, and exhale to use your same core muscles to lift yourself back up, upright and tall. Inhale, exhale, abs tight, tuck the tail, and lower. One more, inhale to stay, and exhale to lift back up. Hold for an inhale. On your next exhale, tuck the tail, roll into the half roll back, and then reach your right hand beside you, sweeping into the side, look to the right hand. Come back to the center as you look forward and restack the spine. Left side this time, tuck, reach to the left. Inhale to the center, lift up. Right side, exhale, scoop, round, and reach. Inhale to the center, really good. Exhale, twist right. Inhale to the center. This time's a little different. Tuck the tail, scoop, half roll back. Lengthen the right arm out. Don't move the spine this time, just twist to center. Don't lift the chest up. Exhale, twisting to that left side. Deep squeeze into the core. Inhale, back forward. One more on the right, twist and reach. Inhale, center. One more on the left side. Inhale, back to the center. And exhale, fold to the toes. Sit up as tall as you can. Take a big inhale breath here. And on your exhale, we're going to round back again and scoop. Reach the hands to shoulder height. And as you exhale this time, bring your right leg into table. From here, I'm going to reach the toes forward. Point the toes, lengthen the leg, and then inhale, bring the knee back in. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, reach. Inhale, bend. Really good. Exhale, reach. Inhale, bend. Lower the foot. Keep the torso where it is. Bring the left leg into table. 3 leg extensions. 3. Bend it in. Exhale for 2. A modification. Keep your hands behind your back. Exhale for 1. And then bring the knee back in and lower the foot down. Let's take a breath. And sit up nice and tall. Arms can come forward. Okay, let's add 1 more twist. Take the hands behind the head or keep the hands forward. Option 2. Option 3, hands behind you. On your exhale, tuck your tailbone, scoop. Bring the right leg into table. If your hand is behind you, bring your left hand to your head. On your exhale here, I want you to twist to your right side and reach the right leg forward. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale to twist and reach. Inhale to the center. Exhale to twist and reach. Good. Same thing if the hand is forward. 1 more time. Back to the center. Lower the foot. Let's fold over top of the thighs, reaching the legs forward before we switch sides. Slowly roll back up to seated and bend both knees. Take an inhale here, find your hand position, or here. We'll take our big breath in. Exhale, lean back, bring the left leg up. And on your exhale here, we'll twist to the left. Reach the left leg. Inhale to the center, exhale, twist. You can lengthen the arm out to the side. Reach. Super tight abs. Good. And lengthen. Even if your hands are forward. 3 more. 3, 2, last one. Slowly come back in and straighten the legs out in front of you. Sweep the arms high to the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, reach for the toes and fold forward. Bring yourself back up to seated. Take your fingertips behind you. Lift your chest, plant through your palms, open the shoulders, and point the toes. On your next exhale, press into your hands, lift your hips, reach the hips high to the sky, big breath in. And as you exhale, lower the hips back down.
coming all the way to seated. We can sit cross-legged here or on your knees if you like, and do a little twist to stretch it out. Stretch the hands high to the ceiling. Exhale, rotate to your right side. Lower the right hand behind you and the left hand to your right thigh, and then start to gently twist the torso, getting taller through your spine. Inhale, the arms are going to float back up. Exhale, twisting to the left this time. Lower the left hand behind you, the right hand to the thigh, and can you twist a little deeper?